Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Message from Your Guide. My name is Karen Kartika, transformational coach and holistic healer. This is a reading for Wednesday, March 13, 2024 until March 19, 2024. If you know what March 19 is, if you've been following astrology or you've been just listening to a lot of the readings that people are doing out there, it is the spring equinox. Yay! 0 degree Aries, where the sun will land on the 19th, marks the beginning of the new astrology journey. So we are getting another new year. Isn't that exciting? But as we're going there, I'm going to share you the screen to help explain. You're gonna see. So this is the astrological wheel: Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and here we are in Pisces. Pisces rules by water. It's a water sign. Yeah. And here is the sun at 23 degree, and this is 0 Aquarius. So you can see the sun is really getting close to approaching the end of its journey in Pisces, about to get into the fiery sign of Aries. We all know water and fire doesn't really go together, right? So can you feel the energy is shifting right now? Because with the end or the very late degrees of a decan or a sign, it's where you're starting to feel the energy that approaching, that you're moving forward to. At the same time, reality is you're still in the water sign, and water sign has a lot of heaviness with it because it's water signifies the emotions. So if you notice yourself feeling a little bit more emo, the heaviness of like, oh, the mellowness of the feeling, especially because we also are still in winter, that makes it feel really moody, right? I mean, if you are an artist, if you're a creative person, you like to draw, you like to paint, you like to use your imagination, this is an excellent time for you. You probably are thriving right now because you're getting a lot of inspirations, all these emotions that you can channel with your pen and brushes into your medium. It's just full blown creative inspirations are going in and being in abundance. Let's just put it that way, right? And especially if you're also like business owners, or you're strategizing, or you're visionaries leaders, you're probably experiencing a lot of ideas at this moment. Now, if you're in a creative journey, I say go for it. Use all this emos to make your arts. However, if you are a lot of ideas and you feel that drive to wants to move forward, because the energy that we're moving into are starting to like, oh, I want this passion to be lit up again. I want to start taking actions again. I want to leap. I want to take risk. I would say, hold on, because this is not the time to do so. Why? Because, like I explained earlier, let me just bring the chart again. We're still heavily in Pisces. And this is something that I want to draw your attention to, which is Sun with Neptune. Because when these two are together, Sun is a little bit emo. And Neptune is, you see how it shapes, like it has two antenna. It's like the satellite, right? And Neptune does rules mass communications. Now with mass communications, influencing, big wave of influences, it influences Earth. Earth is a small part of the big, landscape of things, right? So, in under the Neptunian influence, Neptune can really drive illusions, dissolutions. Neptune also um, rules the subconscious. And if you are aware of, you've done spiritual journey, you know that, I think I also mentioned this in the video last week, most of our life, how we functions, we're not aware of anymore. The consciousness that we use, the mind, the part of our mind that we use to do rational thinking, to analyze, to make decision, is only 20% of our mind function. The rest, 80% of it, that operates our lungs, operates how we lift up our hands. If we are touching a fire or touching something hot, literally the hand will, like, we're gonna pull our hand right away. We don't use our consciousness anymore. It's automated. So imagine if now this planet of Neptune that rules subconscious are meeting meeting the sun. You cannot say sun is planet because sun is actually sun is sun. It's like the illuminating body in our universe, right? And it's what bring us our vitality. It brings us the life force. So under the influence of Neptune, there's a lot of our subconscious are being illuminated by the sun. At the same time, the sun's life force is influenced by Neptune. So this can induce some kind of like almost kind of like a dream state. If you're feeling like you want to daydream, imagining, even maybe during the days, there'll be like times where you're suddenly just checking out from whatever you're doing and you're going somewhere else, or your dreams has been really active. That's why I said, if you are an artist or you're doing a lot of artistic work, creative work, this is an amazing time because your imagination is very active. It's a lot of dream imagination that you never thought of before are coming out. But for a lot of us that have to be present and have to be active and have to use our logical thoughts and be really energized, this could actually pose a little bit of challenge because suddenly we're entering this dream state where you have no control so much of how you are being influenced. Now, that's why I would say during this time to really take time to be still, especially for you who are always busy, which high achievers, all of you out there who are watching this, and those of you who are in my mailing list or my client, be very careful this week, okay? I have experienced sometimes all of a sudden I get this messages or these thoughts or ideas that suddenly just crept out of me out of nowhere that put me into like a very bad mood or triggered me emotionally into suddenly get angry, frustrated, disappointed. I do have worked on a lot of this self-worth issues that I have carried through my past, and all the things that I thought I have worked on suddenly are being triggered. And the way that it's being triggered is not the same as how it has been triggered in the past. Or if you have not worked on it, it could be some recurring one with different players. And I want you to understand and sit still with what the emotions are, the story that play out, and what have this triggers, like what created or what are the results of these triggers? Okay, so really note it down. Notice what the triggers are, what the patterns or what the storylines that always play out when this trigger come, and what the results are. Like what are you experiencing? What do you do out of this results? How you make decision, or how it influence your actions, because this is really important. Again, be still when this trigger come. It can come as just like thoughts, or maybe somebody saying something to you that like suddenly triggered you big times. I myself have just, I was just in the kitchen and doing my minding my own business, and suddenly this thought came in, and it blew up into some kind of a drama inside of my head, with a storyline of somebody who's trying to get me on something that, if I'm not careful, it will destroy me financially. And like, I kid you not, I thought I was writing for a movie at that moment, and I have to really pull myself to not continually exploiting the story, because I'm not a writer. I'm not planning on making a movie, but I need to know where this comes from. So I sat with the discomfort. I noticed what the stories are playing, different players, same storylines, and I sit down and write down, what has this made me feel, and where is this, and what are these thoughts creating that make me want to do whatever it is next step. At that moment, I was like, I'm gonna tell my parents about this. They need to be careful, yada yada yada. And I'm like, okay, let's sit down here for a minute. So that is my process. You're welcome to use my process. If you have any question, feel free to ask me. Or if you have any mentor, coaches, healers out there that you work with, if you are being triggered this week, really take the time to work through this. Do not skip it. Do not push it away. Do not try to bypass it, trying to change the state. I'm like, oh, I can't be that angry. I need to be happy. Or I can't be that sad. I need to feel joy and love and things like that. Changing state is easy. But at this moment, in this week, especially this week, as we're approaching the new year, the equinox, and then of course we have eclipse season coming up right after that. It's just like that's gonna be another story. This week really is a good time to clean house. And this is not a good time to make or fix things. That's why with these triggers, I know my action, if I let this psychic drama and believing in all of this thing, that suddenly it is exploded in my mind, all the details, which makes sense. I'm not gonna lie, when this is happening, my rational thinking, which is like, oh, that could be true. Yeah, that could happen. And my rational thinking is already like putting plans in, into taking actions, like who I need to contact, what I have to do, who I need to warn, what I need to cover, who I need to confront, and all of that. I have a set of plan already. If I follow that plan right away, if I was not being careful and aware at that moment, I would have destroyed relationships. Not kidding. I would have destroyed relationship, burned bridges, which could cause real drama in real life. Okay. So really be able to distinct where you are being hasty and fixing things out of like this week, whatever shows up, questions. Ask as many questions as you can. Not the best week to follow your intuitions, not the best week to follow your whim. I'm a manifesting generator. I would love to just take action last minutely. Oh, looks like we're done talking. Um, so yes, I need to really hold myself and not just jump into something and figure things out, or making rash decisions, or doing something completely without thinking of the consequences and working through whether this is true or this is just some kind of reactions that I have out of a trigger that may or may not be right. Like everything, just you need to wait to see until things are being presented to you as next steps. Honestly, as I said, with whatever that was happening in the weekend, things shows up the way that it needs to show up, not related to the drama that was created in my mind, but related to the root cause of why the drama happened. Because that root cause was me wanting certainty in something that I cannot really say what it is here without revealing too much. But whatever it is, the uncertainty that I was sitting with, it triggered other area of my surviving mechanism to start creating all these thoughts about something else that's going to happen to me because of other people. So as I was sitting, like, okay, I have this uncertainty. I don't know what I have to do, but I'm gonna ask and pray and be still and ask for guidance to be revealed what needs to be taken care of, to be revealed what my next steps are, and give me the security and knowing that this will be solved. And the next day, something appeared and came to me as easy as just an email that passed by, and I said like, and I explored that, and I was just clicking and I was thinking about these thoughts that I have, and it gave me the answer that I need. And the minute that I take action on that one, it opens up the validations that I needed. In conclusion, I know it's like, what are you talking about? Just to put it in pragmatic, whatever that you're experiencing, again, questions, sit with it. If it's a trigger, know what the trigger is, what is creating within you, what are the results of these triggers, what is driving you toward, and notice as you're sitting with it, notice what else are being opened up to you within yourself. This is a lot of self-reflection. This is a lot of inner work that you need to do this week. And as you're sitting, really ask for, because this is Neptunian, this is Pisces, your your direct channel to the higher realm is easier. So pray, ask for guidance, ask for something to open up to you, and just wait for that synchronicity to happen before you take action. Do not try to force something to happen right away. Do not try to force solution right away to get you out of not feeling what it is that you're feeling. That's the key that I want you to also remember. Do not try to fix things so that you can avoid yourself from feeling or being immersed in this chaos, the uncertainty, or whatever it is that feel a little yucky at this moment. Okay. Because the gem is, if you can sit still in this chaos and confusions, the things that triggers you, and really honing in and find out what's the root causes and what your behaviors around these triggers and what are the results of these behaviors that have created the circles of things keep coming back to you over and over. Because I can promise you what you are being triggered are probably the things that you have not finished solving, have been coming to you with different faces, different actors, and it's like a repeated pattern. So the more that you can be conscious to it, this is a great time to finally face it and say, okay, I got you now. Because when you say, I got you now, you are going to be presented with a real solution that will stop you or lessen the effect of this pattern moving forward. Because as we're moving to the spring equinox, to the new year, you are being asked to excavate everything, to allow, like, imagine yourself being a seed, right? You're planting a seed and you wait. You don't force yourself and sprout yourself, but you're moving moving to whatever directions that the soil and your own growth from inside wants to push you, until you suddenly start going up and above the earth. So you're in this state right now. You're kind of like, uh, I know it's coming. The light and the newness and the spirit, the passions are right there. But in this moment, you're being asked to allow the your environment to open up, your seed to open up, things that needs to be shed away to be shed away, being in and facing all this darkness that could feel uncomfortable, but it's there for a reason. Because the minute that you're out of the earth, you are going to be in a in your path. And my wish is that you be in the right path now, that you're leaving behind things that no longer needs to be carried over into your new path. With that said, sit still, breathe, do your work. Your work really is your inner work. Noticing where you're being triggered, noticing where this negative thoughts or negative self-talks coming, what are triggers, and what these triggers are affecting your behavior, how you act, how you express yourself, your physical, your mental, your way of saying things, and then what are the usual results of these triggers, behaviors, and what action do you usually take, and what has that gotten you. Okay, because this all are important for you to then be able to say, okay, I don't want this anymore. Thank you, God. I'm clearing this out. I'm allowing this clearing to then open the space to say, hey, God, I'm ready for next step. I'm ready for my new journey. In fact, before you even say I'm clearing it, I'll say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all this experience. Thank you, thank you, thank you for now this new awareness, who I am, or this pattern that have been going in circle for me over and over. I got it now. I understand this, where this come from, how this have affected my behaviors, how this affected my decision making and actions. And now I know, moving forward, I want to be whatever it is that you want to be. What will not having this behavior, way of making decisions based off this behavior take you? Well, that means make you be happier, make you feel freer, that you can express yourself more authentically, that you're no longer putting yourself second to being who you want to be, dreaming big, achieving what you feel like it wasn't possible before because you didn't believe in yourself. Whatever they are, claim it. This is the week to claim those as you're seeing your patterns, really aware and releasing, clearing, that you are also embracing who you want to be. Because in my work with my clients, I always say, sometimes what makes change hard is because you don't know, or you have not really imagined or vision who you want to become. What do you want? What do you want to feel? What do you want to feel like when you don't have all of this patterns that have been keeping you stuck? Because then your mind cannot really reach for the other side, because being stuck in a pattern could also be very comfortable. Okay, so really imagine yourself without all of this. Who are you? What do you want? You happy? Or you're being at peace? Or you're being so free in yourself to be able to do what you wish to do without any limitations, and being able to just say what you feel like saying to the people that have been making you feeling like you can't really speak yourself, whatever they are. Sky's limit. I don't know where you are in this journey. If you want to give me some of your feedbacks, and maybe I can help you with that, just put a comment down below and I'll try to respond as fast as I can. Okay. All right. I was going to make this short as I can, but I feel like the message is very important as well. Details, if you want to read a lot more of what I said, you can find it in the written explanation down below. Let's get into the cards, shall we? Whew. All right. Where are we? Oh yeah. Okay. Okay, first card. Take a deep breath in, breathe out, and tuning in to the card. And notice if you guess a yes or a no or a maybe. Notice if this card is energetically resonating with you. Wonderful. Moving on. Second card. Notice if it's resonating or it's delivering any messages to you right now through vibration, energy, or just like a clear yes or no into your mind. Or maybe it's landing in one of your energy centers. So pay attention. Okay, last one. Card number 3. Wonderful. All right, all right, all right. I am going to pull my cheat sheet. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. And the first card is, oh yeah, this one. It is coagulation. I like the number 666 is a harmony. 66 is double harmony. 6 plus 6 is 3, is communications, magnetism, expressions. People with the life path 3 always seems very charismatic. They have a sense in them that always draws people into them. A lot of performers I feel like have life path 3. Number 66, such a, like, I know it's not 666, Karen, but that's, I feel like an old mythos. But 66 is harmony, balance, and stability. It represents a time of growth and development, particularly in areas of love and career. So if you pick this card, is there something in your love life or your career that is happenings? And when you see this number, it's a sign that your positive thoughts and intentions are being manifested into reality. Whoa. All right. Use card number 1, people. Do let me know what you are manifesting. So this card, I love it. That this, like, almost kind of like a bird nest, right? I used to have a ring. If you can see, there's a lot of gems here, like sapphire and emerald and ruby and pearl and gold, and there's flowers. And it's the only thing I feel like as the center of the card that is what do you call it? Like firm. Well, like the outer of it, it's like you're in the universe. It's the void. There's nothingness, and there's like a little thing that's starting to come together, and then it makes a shape, as a form. That's what I was gonna say. This is the center is like a form. Something it from a lot of pieces that was kind of like, yeah, la 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 fluid, and then all of a sudden it becomes very. It's one form. So the energy that you receive, I think this is why it's like, what are you manifesting? What have you pulled together? If you are not sensing it, well, the energy is showing you that things are starting to come together. The statement of it's finally taking shape. Things are finally going into places. Now, sometimes there's awareness of things are coming together because you put a lot of work to it, whether it's manifesting work, having the practice of imagining, pulling through, pulling all the positive energy, and and embracing who you are, that you manifesting. So you're starting to notice through synchronicities, through miracle, to magic, that's, oh yes, I got this. Oh yeah, this is coming together. Oh yes, I got the partnership that I want. Oh yes, I have the money to support my new idea. Oh yes, I got the clients that I wish, and all of that. So that's because of your work that you're doing. You're starting to see things are pulling together. You're on the right place now. However, if the things that are pulling together are not in your awareness because of something that you say, you know what, me, I think this is a good idea. I'm just gonna flow with it. Or especially with relationship, just be careful with this. It's like, well, I think it's time for me to find somebody and be with somebody, and I feel like that person is the right one for me. Just be very careful. This is, again, this week is not to do or take any decision that is not authentic to you. If it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make your heart sings, if it's just coming from your mind or your ego, your mind can support your logic. Logic is something that you can rely on actually this week. If it's just intuition, emotions, especially emotions that are driven because of a lot of the subconscious things that are unresolved, like if you have not really finished doing your work in your personal growth, and there's still things that hanging and you're not conscious, just be very careful. You really have to have a discernment this week, separating between your intuition, your logical, and your ego, and not taking any action right away, because sometimes you might just have to wait for even the next step to come to you. And this time, if you have noticed that all this that come together are coming together that is not reliable for you, or not something that lit you up or make you feel good, then you want to request some help, guidance from God, universe, or whatever that you believe in, to say, you know what is this that pulling together? I'm not 100% in it. Like, yeah, this is not what I wish. And instead of just kind of, I'm not gonna do this, or kind of like destroy, or pull yourself away and running away, and burning bridges, sit still with yourself first, because whatever it is that come to shape right now is your creation. Whether you're conscious or not conscious with it, it's your creation. If you're resenting it, it's your creation. So sit with it and say, you know what, God, thank you so much. Even though I'm noticing that this is not exactly what I want, but I'm grateful because I get these experiences that I get to notice and be aware of what works and what doesn't work. So show me what's my next step is. Do not just throw in the towels and goodbye. Learn what the patterns are, just like I said earlier. Notice what gives you the resentment, the inertia, the triggers. What have this trigger created, what kind of behaviors created out of these triggers, and what are resulting out of this behavior, what usually will happen, what actions you take. Most of the time, this is something that's already automatic within you, right? And just allow yourself to like be aware of like, okay, this is my habit. I'm thanking God for showing me this through this experience again. And I'm ready for a new experiences. What's the next best step? Allow the synchronicity to come to you. Again, this is not a good time to force yourself. If you have not listened to the beginning of this video, please listen. Not a great time to force yourself into fixing something, to come into a conclusion, to judge, to destroy, to make a life-changing decision. I will guarantee you will regret unless you already seen all the consequences, you're comfortable with it. And even that, I will still ask you to really discern it until you have the validation through synchronicity and all the logics are setting in. Okay, so how to use this energy this week as you are discerning yourself. Like I mentioned, what is already taking shape, like what is this, what are, like, what have created this, the behavior behind it, the actions that I've taken. Is it something that is lifting you? Is it giving you the stable ground to be on? Is this a circumstances that you see yourself growing with, or is it hindering your growth? Is this part of your manifestation? Is this creating a foundation of you manifesting further, thriving into what it is that you want to, what you are desiring? Or is there some tweaking that needs to happen? So a lot of questions with this energy. Definitely pay good attention where on what has coming into your life, especially things that are taking shape. Is it taking shape in a good way, or is taking shape that something like a little it that's shaky? Or is it actually coming together in it taking shape in a good way, but you are shaky because this is a new experiences and you're like, can it be this good? Right? And you start to resist things because, like, wait a minute, this is not my regular outcome, meaning that sometimes being stuck can feel good, could feel comforting. When the new experiencing come, that you actually are given a chance to free yourself and things are taking place into something that is good, subconsciously you're starting to resist. Ooh, this is good as well. Because I have this experience of with my one of my client. She just got out of a toxic relationship because she's done the work. Suddenly, she met three guys, and all these three guys are like everything that she has desired from a man, like real men. And one was really, it's like if you just pick up all her list of her um, desire of a perfect partner, he met all the checklist. And one day, in a funny conversation, the guy said, why are you working so hard these days? Like, why do you have to work so hard?" And she said, "Well, I'm a single person. I have to take care of myself. I have to work hard so that I can pay all my bills and be able to live where, the way that the lifestyle that I have in the city in Los Angeles that I really enjoy." And the guy finally said, "Well, if you're my wife, you don't have to work so hard. So, and I wish someday you'll be my wife." Do you know what she felt at the moment? You can guess it right. She freaked out. Because when suddenly something so good like that came along, your subconscious are not ready. Your subconscious are so used to being abused by men who are not meeting your desired your desiring partner. And this person came along, and of course maybe he was also presenting this way too soon, I don't know, um such a perfect um manifestation of things, right? And suddenly that it's the perfect thing that you really want and desire appear to in your life, and you're like, no, I'm not ready. Who are you? I'm not ready. I don't want to repeat the same mistake as before. This is too good to breathe through. I can't do this. I can't take this. This is all of that. So be very careful with this, with how this is showing up. Again, right? The work is already done. She cleared out her space. She's done all her work, and now things are taking shape. And when things are taking shape that is so good and it's out of your experiences, the minute that it had happened, you resist it. Be very careful when this is happening again, right? Sit down, note down what the triggers, how is that affecting your behavior, how is that affecting your actions after that, and notice these are all rooted somewhere in your subconscious. Whether it's something that's your inner child or your past life, whatever, they're just at this moment, noticing alone, knowing where this is coming from, and imagine without all of this, who are you? Who are you? And in the case of my clients, like, yes, I'm actually a wonderful person. I am a great partner. I'm valuable. I deserve having a partner that are, that see my value, that are ready to commit in a loving relationship. And she got that. And the more that she imagined that, the easier that she can be at ease with herself and say, you know what? Yes, that's what I want. I'm ready to shift. I'm shifting. I'm giving my subconscious a training to now, it's like training the subconscious to now being in the place where she needs to be able to receive this man that is like perfect, ideal partner for her. And whether or not this is going to be the perfect relationship, that he is the one, we don't know. But she needs to be able to receive it first and experience it to be able to say, okay, yes, it is. It is the one. Okay. So if you're experiencing something like that, well, I already give you a bunch of tools and method to do so, and to be able to find that stillness within you, to inspect yourself, to do a self-reflection. If you have any other question, you know where to find me. Okay, moving on to the second chord. Ooh, this is pretty straightforward. This is ferrum or iron. Let me just say iron. Okay, it's Mars. It's funny because we're heading into the Mars arena as we're moving into Aries season. So the numerology on this one I love, because it's 22. 22 is a master number. It brings together the spirituality and material, like spiritual and physical plane, right? Come together. So it signifies profound insights and directs them toward creating something valuable. So this, if you are trying to manifest something, two cards about manifestation, right? Manifestation. This is bringing in alignment what who you are spiritually with the physical reality of it. So you're making these two together to come together to manifest something that is very meaningful and true to you, and balance, and in alignment with who you are. So I love this. And 2 plus 2 is 4. As 4 is stability, dependability, realistic, pragmatic, and also black and white. Again, black and white, Mars, Aries. I love it when all this come together. Okay, so iron is the embodiment of strength and reliability. I mean, iron is material, right? The metal. It's very sturdy, and you cannot bend iron unless you really put it in a really high heat. And it's used for foundation. It's used in a lot of things that require toughness, balance, steadiness. It it's something that you can not just easily bend. So it's really good to hold, to not being able to um, get affected by pressure or anything that comes from the outside. Um, and what else? Yeah. So it's a lot of strength and resiliency, right? So why is this showing up to you this week? I feel like this is a reminder to rely on the strength and reliability that is already within you, because card wants to remind you that you have this trait within you. As we're stepping into, as the world might feel uncertain to you, especially if you're in a crossroad or you are feeling the wind of change, as we're changing season as well astrologically. Find, especially this week, find time to really go inward, to understand, to feel the steadfastness that you have within you. That the world out there doesn't mean a thing unless you feel secure, confident, strong, stable within you. And you have that. If you feel like you've been in the chaos, come back to yourself. This is why mindfulness practice is very powerful. If you need help, find your coaches or healer to help you find your way back into your strength, find your way back into trusting in who you are, in your ability, in your talent, in your gifts, knowing that you are capable in anything to weather any storms. Okay? So feel that within you, who you are. Nothing can take anything away from you. If you allow yourself to be strong, to depend and trust in yourself. And if it's a little shaky right now, connect with your guides, God, universe, or whoever that you call as your higher guides, providers, and allow the energy of the strength that comes from the unlimited source to help you find your strength back and trust within yourself. Okay? Because this is you. This is within you. Bring those power, recognition, validation back into you. Whatever it is that you're weathering that is outside of you, find time to find yourself within, find the stillness within, find the steel, the iron within, because you got it. You have everything that you need inside. Okay? All right. Card number 3. Do 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 do. I love this card. Have I told you I love this card? Yes, because it showed up. Was it last week or the week before? Conjunctions or conjunctio. I don't know how to say it in Latin. And numerology 71. 7 plus 1 is 8. Commitment, devotion, time, infinity, balance, and success. So 71, 8, 8, right? Infinity. This is it's like this is inside of your heart and it's just sprouting all the lights out, because within you there is the duality of the light and the dark coming together, all color of the rainbow coming together, creating a light that just beam out. Okay, what are you talking about, Karen? So well, actually, you know what, there's hearts in here too. This card symbolizes a divine union or love, unconditional love. Just love that wants to lit up from inside of you out. Now, to be able to come to this energy, which is right? And if you receive this card, means that this energy is in you, is influencing you. It wants you to embrace this energy of love, of divine union. If you have been feeling that you're disconnected with your divinity, you're wrong. You are always connected. Your divinity, divine, is always with you, is in you, and never goes away. Receive that, feel that, know that you are always in connections, in union with your divinity. And feel that unconditional love being inside of you, in all your cells, in all your organs. It's just everything, because the more that you can receive and allow this love to be present within you, your heart bursts open with this light that will illuminate people around you to solve any problems that you have, to draw in the right partners to you, to make other people sees you. The only thing that's covered this is you yourself, who are believing and thinking and convincing yourself that you don't matter, that you don't have what it takes, that you're not connected enough with your divine, that you're not enough, anything that not enough, anything that is that doubting yourself from having this within you and always consistently having this within you is yourself. So this week, have a practice of allowing yourself to immerse yourself on the unconditional love. Have a practice, make a timer, connect to your divinity. If you've been feeling that, oh, I'm not connected enough. Oh, it's BS. But if you really want to give yourself that feeling of always on connected, then also make an effort. This is the only thing that I will tell you to make an effort, is to give yourself time to not just doing things on your mundane things on just the sake of doing things, like for the sake of busyness. Give it time, make a time, conscious time, where you are connected with your God, to your divinity, so that you can train your subconscious to know that, hey, I'm actually always connected with divinity. So that all that bullshit that you're telling yourself, that I'm not this, not, bust them to, just get rid of them. Give them, and, give them the validation that is not true. By you actively being present in yourself, being present with your divinity, being always connected to your God, to do things with consciousness, knowing that your decisions coming from within, with your heart, with your connection with your divine, that you no longer question things. Something about this, the energy that shows up with this card, is that you are still questioning things about how life should be, how life's supposed to work, that you feel like you've done something wrong because you're out of connection with this, with your center, with your divinity. As much as we want to believe that God is outside of us, up there in the sky, God is always here in our heart, that our soul is always our soul, the ever-present soul that doesn't die, it is always connected to God's consciousness. It's always within us. It's nowhere else. It's always within us. So give yourself permission to always feel this within you, to always be in connection with the divine love, the unconditional love. In the Indonesian language, We have this saying as a thank you. I just cannot really translate it well in English, but it said terima kasih. Terima is receiving, kasih is love. So when you're saying thank you, is you're actually receiving something. You're receiving love to give love. So this is a reminder you are always receiving love. In fact, right now, if you're feeling like things are not working out for you or things are confusing and you're feeling again disappointed, whatever it is that you're experiencing, be grateful. Create your gratitude list. I'm recommending a book called Magic 28 Days of Gratitude Practice that will change your life. Really, really connect to that things that you have received, love, unconditional love that you have received. Because the more that you're being present to it, the more that you're allowing yourself to receive, even though you are probably unconscious of receiving all this time, but you're already receiving, now make it conscious that you have received. And then you continuously allowing yourself to receive, because the more that we can receive, the more that we can give. If you're feeling empty or feeling dissatisfied, you cannot give. And giving love is your purpose. It's an act of service, it's being in loving service to others. So you cannot be in service to others when you're in lack. So this is something that you have to change first within you. Again, I recommend a book. If you're looking what that book is, I'm gonna put the name of the book in the description. And I think that's it. This is what it is. I love being here and sharing these messages to you. Any questions? You know where to find me. Put some feedbacks down below. Click subscribe or like, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you. Bye.